Caribbean life is an incredible experience.
Going to the beach every day, it's spreading yourself with fresh cocoa.
It's fun, festive, and warm.
Well, look at this view. It's really nice.
Views like this are definitely one of the reasons why we moved to the Caribbean.
We're prepared to offer a full price.
I'll write up an offer.
On the beach.
Yeah.
The Caribbean offers an amazing array of property prices. From a $30,000 ocean view lot, to a $500,000 villa, to a $20 million dream home. Tens of thousands have already found their island paradise.
It's amazing that we can even look at these kinds of places with all these amazing views within our budget.
This is Caribbean life.
You want to walk up right by Cole?
Yep.
Let's go on a palm tree ride.
I'm Julie.
I'm Dave.
And we're the Summers. I'm a pediatric occupational therapist.
And I'm a property manager for a condominium association.
Tested it. He scores. We've got 3 boys. Cole is 6, Eric is 3.5, and Drew is 1. We're originally from St. Louis.
The winters were long, cold. We started looking for options to find a year-round climate that we could raise a family in.
We came to St. Croix for a little Caribbean adventure, and we decided we loved it and realized we could make a life here, so we just moved here.
Morning, guys.
Hey, good morning, Chris. How are you?
Good. Got the whole crew today, huh?
Yeah.
We've been living in this rental and kind of living on somebody else's home, and we were really excited to start this search and find a place that we can make our own home.
So you guys are ready to take the plunge into homeownership, huh?
Once baby Drew started walking, we definitely needed more room.
Could tell it was time to move.
Yes.
What would be the ideal home for you here on St. Croix?
We'd like to get into a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. The concrete construction, more hurricane-proof.
We want to make sure that we have a view. We're used to having this beautiful ocean view, and we want to feel like we live in the Caribbean. And we want to have an open floor plan so that we can all be engaged when I'm making dinner and the kids are hanging out. And we want to have a flat yard for the boys to play.
So I know you guys have been here for a while. What activities or places do you want to be close to?
We have a sailboat, and we'd like to be within 15 minutes of the yacht club.
Okay.
The boys are going to school in Christiansted, so we'd like to stay in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, well, one of the nice things of an island, of course, is that everything is fairly close together, so, you know, to get from one side to the other doesn't take that long. So I think that'll be very easy to accomplish. So what sort of budget are you guys thinking about?
We've talked about doing anything from $150,000 up to $400,000, hoping to stay kind of on the lower end of that price range if possible.
Okay, well, I tell you what, I'll put together a list of properties, and we'll plan to get together tomorrow and start the search.
That sounds great.
All right,
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you, Chris.
Take care.
St. Croix and the rest of the U.S. Virgin Islands was purchased by the U.S. government from Denmark in 1917. There's 2 main areas of St. Croix: the town of Christiansted in the middle of the island, and the town of Frederiksted on the west end.
One of the unique things about St. Croix, left over from the Danish period, is that we drive on the left here. A lot of people come from the United States and like, wow, we're driving on the left. That's so weird, but it's not for us, it's normal. And after a while, you get used to it.
St. Croix used to be home to some of the largest agricultural producers in the Caribbean, primarily growing sugar, cotton, indigo, and tobacco. At its peak, over 30,000 acres were used for sugar production.
On the island, there's about 168 sugar mills. These are these round stone structures that are beautiful, and you'll see them sitting up on the hillsides or scattered about the island. And this is where they would process the sugar cane. And they're just gorgeous relics of the history that are still here to remind us of our past.
Like many islands in the Caribbean, St. Croix's rich history, climate, and culture make it a great place to live an active outdoor lifestyle. Today, the Summers are seeing a property in Cane Bay. Cane Bay, named after the sugar cane that once dominated St. Croix's economy, is located just 10 miles from Christiansted on the North Shore. While the bay itself is known as one of the world's most famous spots for snorkeling and scuba diving, the surrounding neighborhood has a quiet country-like feel.
The Cane Bay house is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,800 square foot, relatively new home, and it's listed for $395,000.
Morning, Chris.
Good to see you today. This is a relatively new house. It's 1,800 square feet, and it's literally a 2-minute walk to Cane Bay Beach, which is a really popular dive site here in the Caribbean. I think you're really going to like it.
It looks great. Everything looks like it's well maintained. The structure is nice. It's concrete.
Want to take a look inside?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Thanks.
This is a very traditional layout for an island house here, with the high vaulted ceilings and the exposed rafters. 'Cause here we don't have any heating issues. It's all just air conditioning and open breezes, so it makes for a really comfortable family environment.
I like how open this is, and then I can kind of keep track of what the kids are doing from the kitchen while I'm cooking.
Exactly.
A lot of space. A lot of space in this room.
I like that you can see the mountains in the background here.
So why don't you guys take a look around, and then I'll talk to you about what you think of the house.
All right, great, thank you. Oh, I mean, this is nice. I feel like this might not be enough space if we're having a lot of people over. It's fine for just me and kind of keeping track of the kids, but if we had more people over.
We do like the new appliances here.
I do. I like the flat cooktop, so I don't have to clean too much. I'm not in love with the tile on the backsplash here with the kind of goofy stuff, but I guess it's neutral enough that it might not make too big of a difference.
And you have to imagine that this room with 3 other people in it. There may be some bumping and pushing in here. Let's check out the rest of the house.
All right. All right, to the bedroom. This is probably the space of our entire house.
There's a great breeze coming in, too, all the time.
It's got the air conditioner, but I don't think we would need it. This feels good right here.
No need for it.
Let's go check out the other bedrooms.
This is a great room for the boys.
I don't know. I was kind of hoping that all 3 boys could share a room, and then we could have one still as the guest room. So I don't know if this is, do you think it's big enough?
So we'd come up with something, some bunk bed situation. We'd maximize on the floor space for a play area.
I don't know if it'll work.
The Cane Bay house has a great layout, and we would have plenty of privacy, and the boys would have their own space.
Oh, wow. This is incredible, this view. With the mountain right here.
Beautiful yard, nice and flat, plenty of room for the kids to play.
This is so much better than looking into somebody's backyard in St. Louis. There are no stairs going down to the backyard, though, from the deck. Is that something you'd be able to do?
Yeah, we could build some stairs, make it easy access up and down.
I really love the layout of this with the family area in the center and the bedrooms on the side. The deck is awesome.
A lot of room for the kids, plenty of play area, really airy and breezy. Nice.
Good. And next to the open space under the house is where the cistern is located. All our water supply here is rainwater. We collect rainwater into our cisterns, and we don't have the city water service like most stateside places have.
There's a few cons at the Cane Bay house, but overall, there's so many positives, and there's really nothing major that we would need to do there. So I think that's an option that could work for us.
The list price for this house is at the max of our budget, so we'd have to look at making an offer and hopefully have enough left to do some renovation for conveniences and for entertaining.
I got a couple more places to show you guys.
Yeah, let's go check them out.
Let's go do it.
Let's go
for
it.
Thanks, Chris.
The rule of 3 states, things that come in threes are inherently more appealing. We couldn't agree more. Three SUVs, 1 GMC. Step up to GMC with up to 19% below MSRP on these select models in stock the longest when you finance through GM Financial. See your local GMC dealer.
Metastatic breast cancer is relentless. But I'm relentless too.
MBC doesn't take a day off, and neither will I.
And I treat my MBC with everyday Verzenio, the only one of its kind that can be taken every day.
In fact, Verzenio is a CDK4 and 6 inhibitor for postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer, approved with hormonal therapy as an everyday treatment for a relentless disease. Verzenio plus an AI is proven to help women have significantly more time without disease progression. And more than half of women saw their tumors shrink versus an AI. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, and may cause dehydration or infection. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Serious liver problems can occur. Symptoms may include tiredness, loss of appetite, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising more easily than normal. Blood clots that can lead to death have also occurred. Talk to your doctor right away if you notice pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, or rapid breathing or heart rate. Tell your doctor if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or plan to become pregnant. Common side effects include nausea, infections, low red and white blood cells and platelets, decreased appetite, headache, abdominal pain, tiredness, vomiting, and hair thinning or loss.
I'm relentless, and my doctor and I choose to treat my metastatic breast cancer with Verzenio.
Be relentless. Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
This is the kind of driving I like. One lane, not too many people. St. Louis is making me crazy. The highway traffic.
I didn't even know this street went out somewhere.
We're driving up to the Herman Hill house, and the neighborhood is great. We know it's convenient to the grocery store, to the boys' school.
Hey, this is one of the things I love the most here, that our kids would go to Boy Scout camp with this awesome view.
Beautiful view.
Can you believe our kids are gonna grow up just thinking this is normal?
The next house we're going to see is the Herman Hill house.
Herman Hill is located just under a mile from St. Croix's capital of Christiansted. Christiansted is a popular city for walking tours, where visitors can see how old world Dutch architecture meets Caribbean style and flair. The largest town on the island, Christiansted streets are lined with small shops, hotels, and restaurants.
It's listed at $399,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath. It's got a beautiful view of Christiansted Harbor, and it's got even a small dipping pool. I grew up in the house next door. I know this neighborhood like the back of my hand.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Chris. Good.
This is a great spot.
Isn't it? So this is Estate Herman Hill. This house is listed at $399,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, so each bedroom has an ensuite bath. This particular house is kind of unique in that it has a concrete roof, which is really good. And, you know, in a hurricane situation that we have here occasionally, you don't have to worry about your roof coming off.
Absolutely.
Great, yeah.
It's also got a really magnificent ganip tree. I don't know if you guys have ever tried ganips or not, but these are a local fruit that we eat here that are really yummy. When I was a little kid, I used to eat these like crazy. You just basically bite into it, spit out the husk, squirt the seed in your mouth, and chew that sweet meat off the seed. Good, isn't it?
That's good.
It's good. This is great. Let's check it out.
All right.
Oh, this is neat with the high ceilings in here. Watch your head.
Definitely an A-frame. Look at this. This is solid concrete.
That's right. I like the stonework here.
And Chris was right. This will take a good hurricane. This house is a great structure. It has concrete beams with a concrete roof that are all monolithic and very strong.
I like the open part here with all the windows and everything. It is bright.
Oh, yeah.
But where's the kitchen?
Oh, the kitchen's way
I was kind of
down
hoping
the
we'd have
hallway.
something where the kitchen would all be open and we could do everything all kind of together here. This is a neat little archway here.
It's like a pass-through to the kitchen. So you never really see the kitchen from the dining area.
My concern about the kitchen is that it's so far removed from the living area where the boys will be. If I'm making dinner or getting lunches ready for the next day, I won't really be part of the family.
Woo! Pink.
Oh, look at this, another A-frame space.
This is really unique.
A lot of room.
This is a lot more space.
This is
than
a
what we're used
king-size
to.
bed, isn't it? That doesn't even take up much of the room.
That wouldn't even fit in our other room.
No, it's good.
Woohoo! This is what I'm talking about.
This is definitely the boys' room.
This is an
nice.
awesome boys' room.
I love the boys' room in the Herman Hill house. It's got that loft up there, and I can just picture our kids having the best time in that room.
There's plenty of room in here.
Room for 2 boys to sleep down here, 1 up there.
This is, I mean, like slumber party city here. We could have 3 more kids. Woo-woo!
Let's talk about those 3 other kids. That'll happen.
Gorgeous view.
There's a drop-off here, almost like a cliff.
I don't know if this is gonna work for us, but it's really pretty.
Hey, there's a cannon. It comes with a cannon, though. Look.
I can only imagine the field day that they would have with the cannons
I
here.
think the boys would like the cannon. It is authentic, and they can wear their pirate costumes.
Our boys live in pirate costumes.
Oh, and here's the pool. Well, it's just the right size, not too much to maintain, but just right for cooling off and taking a dip after work. It still has a view of the ocean and all the breezes, so really nice.
So what do you think, guys?
I really love this view, and we were just talking about how perfect this pool would be for the kids, too.
Yeah, it is the perfect size, easy to maintain. Could use a little redoing, it needs a little work, but at this price, to have a view and a pool,
right,
pretty unusual, so it's worth putting a little elbow grease into it.
That's a tough thing to find, a pool and a view. It is a little bit on the top end of our price range, but...
Well, you know, it is a buyer's market. Just put forth an offer, and all they can say is no.
It's a good idea.
All right. The Herman Hill House has plenty of square footage. Everyone would have their own space. The biggest concern I have is the safety of the retaining wall. It is pretty high up, and we've got 3 mischievous boys, and I can see one of them maybe trying to do a tightrope act from that railing.
Well, I got a couple more to show you, so.
Great.
All right, thanks.
Okay, thanks.
Keep walking a little bit higher, and we have full-on Buck Island view from here. This is why we moved here.
This is nice.
Do you push through migraine?
Mom, are you okay to play?
Yeah, honey. How about we play Princess and Pirates?
Imagine what you can do with more migraine-free days. When you're not fighting through migraine, imagine the possibilities. Once monthly Emgality is used for the prevention of migraine in adults. It's specifically developed to help give you more migraine-free days. With Emgality, about 60% of people have their migraine days cut in half or more. Do not use if you're allergic to Emgality or its ingredients. Emgality may cause allergic reactions such as itching, rash, hives, and trouble breathing, which can happen days after use. Call your doctor or get medical help right away if you have symptoms of an allergic reaction. The most common side effects include injection site reactions.
What should we do tomorrow?
Ask your doctor about Emgality. Learn about savings at emgality.com.
Northside Hospital Cancer Institute. With 50 cancer centers across Georgia, Northside ranks in the top 2 among community cancer programs nationwide, including the #1 community women's cancer program and the #1 community hospital in the treatment of lung cancer in the nation. With the most board-certified medical oncologists in Georgia, Northside Hospital Cancer Institute is built to beat cancer.
If I owned a bank.
Wow, that's a great question.
If I were a bank owner, I'd give people a break on closing costs.
I'd offer better mortgage rates. You could get a loan online, like anything else. Can I get some salsa?
I'd explain loans in plain English. Just keep it simple.
Before you own a home, own your banking. Better mortgage rates, lower closing costs, member owned. Delta Community Credit Union. Everything your bank should be.
The waters surrounding St. Croix are perfect for sailing, as trade winds blow all along the island shore. There is a large sailing community here, with yacht clubs, annual races, and sailing academies.
Here we go, hop on. Dave is like the master of all things nautical and has been chartering sailboats and doing things on the water for years and years. Not yet. All right, there is a big iguana there. We love taking the kids out on a sunset sail where we can just go out into the ocean, take a view of St. Croix from the water, which is even more beautiful, and just enjoy everything that this life has to offer us. I can't imagine living in St. Louis. Here, we can see dolphins and whales and go fishing. I'm so glad that we decided to stay here.
Aim too.
Teague Bay is over on the far east end of St. Croix and has a laid-back atmosphere similar to Cane Bay. Located between a golf course and a forest reserve, the east end of St. Croix is perfect for someone looking for a private retreat while still having quick access to the water.
This next property that I'm going to show this summer is a vacant lot. This Teague Bay lot is 1.25 acres, so well over an acre of land. The price was recently reduced to $150,000, but it's an amazing piece of property. Hi, guys.
Hey! You're giving us our workout for the day.
I am, but it's worth it. The view is amazing.
Oh, wow. This is spectacular.
This lot is a great building site. I know you didn't really want to build, but I thought it might be worth taking a look at this lot.
With this view, you might have actually convinced us.
Yeah, it's got a beautiful view over the St. Croix Yacht Club and Teague Bay.
This is ideal. We're members at the yacht club, and we keep our boat right out here.
I can picture Dave sitting on the deck, looking out with his binoculars, all three boys with their binoculars, keeping an eye on the boat and seeing what's happening at the yacht club.
These are all beachfront homes that sell for many millions of dollars each, so it's a great opportunity to invest in a really good neighborhood.
You read us really well on picking this out.
It's listed at $150,000, but I think by the time you were to get a deal on this lot and build a house, I think you could do it barely within your budget.
For me, it'd be worth it to have exactly what we're looking for.
I think you could build this for at or slightly under $200 a square foot if you were to oversee the construction.
Right, do the general contracting myself.
Exactly.
Right. I would envision the entry over here, and then the great room dead center in the flat spot, and maybe a walkout with a lookout to the ocean, and West Indian construction with a roof line the same way, and maybe some arches in the walkouts.
Keep walking a little bit higher, and we have full-on Buck Island view from here. This is why we moved here.
This is nice. We need to have a very definite plan before we break ground.
I think that would probably be worth it.
The location and view from the lot is fantastic, but the time frame of moving in would probably be over a year before the house was constructed. We'd have to find another place to live in the meantime.
I'm the most worried about the price for how much it would really end up costing once we buy the lot and for the construction costs.
Yeah, we would be looking at a 2,000 square foot house. We're looking at probably 400 plus the lot.
There's things you can cut out of the budget to at least get the home completed, comfortable, livable, and then in the future, you could build on those other things, yeah. Take your time, think about everything, and then we'll get back together, and hopefully I'll be able to write up an offer on something for you guys.
That sounds great. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Do you push through migraine?
Mom, are you okay to play? Yeah, honey. How about we play Princess and Pirates?
Imagine what you can do with more migraine-free days. When you're not fighting through migraine, imagine the possibilities. Once monthly Emgality is used for the prevention of migraine in adults. It's specifically developed to help give you more migraine-free days. With Emgality, about 60% of people have their migraine days cut in half or more. Do not use if you're allergic to Emgality or its ingredients. Emgality may cause allergic reactions such as itching, rash, hives, and trouble breathing, which can happen days after use. Call your doctor or get medical help right away if you have symptoms of an allergic reaction. The most common side effects include injection site reactions.
What should we do tomorrow?
Ask your doctor about Emgality. Learn about savings at emgality.com.
When I got into a car wreck, I had so many questions. Who's gonna pay for my surgery? Can I get paid from the time I missed from work? How do I know the offer from the insurance company is even fair? I called the Ken Nugent Law Firm.
I'm Christy Nugent with the Ken Nugent Law Firm. From the day you call until the day we settle your case, you are our top priority.
The Ken Nugent Law Firm got me $300,000.
Now, we can't guarantee you that much, but if you've been hurt in a car wreck, call us. One call, that's all.
Call 1-800-CALL-KEN.
The hottest sneakers. Impossible to get. Until now. Every pair. Every grail. Always available. Always authentic. Never sold out. Millions know. Now you do too. StockX. Now you know. Visit StockX.com today.
So, what did you think about the Cane Bay house?
Cane Bay house was nice. It had beautiful breezes. It had the open main room when we walked in. The kitchen seemed small. We would need to do some kind of extra shelving in there or some kind of storage area.
I love that the best dive site in the world is right down the street from the house. Yes. And you could go out and go swimming, and I could go biking.
Absolutely.
Right out on the North Shore in the morning. What about the Herman Hill house?
Structurally, very strong. I like the concrete roof. It's a great location. I'm a little worried about the drop-off, though. It could be a safety issue.
The one thing I really didn't like is the kitchen being so far off. If I'm making dinner or whatever, you guys are all playing, I'd kind of miss out on the rest of the family life while you guys are in there.
I agree that the kitchen was well away from the main section of the house.
Now the Teague Bay lot. I was surprised that he picked that for us, but I really liked it.
Yeah, it was a perfect spot for the boat. Beautiful view of all the islands. We may be looking at possibly a long period, up to a year, before we could move into it.
That's true, and I'm a little bit more eager to move. You know, all the unexpected things that can happen in construction.
Right, we may get over budget in that situation. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go talk to Chris and tell him which one we want to make an offer on.
All right.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Good, how you guys doing?
You did a great job of
Thank you.
picking things out for us. You really were at a swell. That was a lot to think about. Those
Thanks.
were some pretty good options.
So I think we know which house we want to eliminate.
Which is that?
That would be the Herman Hill house.
It just didn't have that open floor plan we were looking for, and the drop-off on the deck there was a little bit of a concern for the boys.
So that leaves us then with the Teague Bay property and the Cane Bay house. Which one would you pick between those two?
So we thought about it, and we decided that we're going to make an offer on
Cane Bay.
Nice, good choice.
We're excited. We can move right in. We've got that yard already for the boys. We're just a walk down from the North Shore at Cane Bay to be able to go diving and swimming and playing with the kids.
So have you guys thought about what you want to offer on that house?
The Cane Bay house is listed at $395,000, which is on the high end of our budget. But I think at this time we'd like to offer $350,000 for the house.
Sounds like a reasonable starting point. I'll head back to my office, write it up, and submit it to the owner. And if all goes well, you may end up with the house of your dreams.
That
right.
sounds great.
All
Thanks
right.
so much for your hard work.
You're welcome. Thank
All
you
right,
guys.
thank you, Chris.
All right.
All right. The Cane Bay property didn't work out for us. We made an offer, it was rejected. Luckily, Chris had a new listing on a house in Judas Fancy.
The Judas Fancy house was listed at $379,000.
We went and checked out the house and fell immediately in love with it.
They accepted our offer at $335,000.
It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath house.
We've got a pool, we've got a deck with an ocean view. This new house in Judas Fancy completely caters to exactly the Caribbean lifestyle we had envisioned for ourselves.
With the purchase of Judas Fancy, the Summers are finally ready to leave their days as mainlanders behind and join the over 40 million people that call the Caribbean home.
Caribbean life, it's all about the outdoors.
This is what I'm talking about.
So you guys are ready to take the plunge into homeownership.
Finally.
You don't see stuff like that in the States.
The Caribbean offers
Caribbean life, it's all about the outdoors.
This is what I'm talking about.
So you guys are ready to take the plunge into homeownership.
Finally.
You don't see stuff like that in the States.
The Caribbean offers a slice of paradise to everyone.
You don't have to be rich to live in the Caribbean. You just have to want it.
We want to